Alan, halfway through the second half of that game, it's 0-0. The team's enjoying its best spell of the game. Just explain what happened thereafter.
Yeah, well, I agree with you completely. We were enjoying a good spell, and in actual fact, leading up to the goal, we were in a really promising position, and we lost possession. It may have been a free kick. From there, it was a simple long ball, which we talked about, because whilst Huddersfield are a good team in terms of making passes, they will play in behind you if you leave space in behind. There wasn't actually any space. Ryan Bennett should have covered it, made a mistake, and that cost us a goal. And then probably what sums up a lot of the performances this year is that we went from being in a decent position, being in a promising position within the game, to caving in, and that is something that whoever comes in is going to have to remedy, because it's obviously a characteristic in the team at this time which has to change.
A number of alarming things from the closing stages of that game, and let's talk about the first goal, because it was the same two players, the same situation that we saw just a few days ago at Aston Villa.
Yeah, well, it's been played over the top, and it actually hit Ryan on the thigh or on the knee or something like that. He should have dealt with it. There's absolutely no question. There was a bit of doubt at the weekend in terms of whose fault it was. I felt that probably Ryan's initially, and then Michael's after that, because neither of them took control. On this occasion, it was definitely Ryan's fault.
And you've mentioned this already, but how quickly 1-0 becomes 2-0 when Norwich City are playing. I mean, that's not just tonight, is it? That's been a recurring theme this season.
Yes, it has, and you know, I've been frank with the players in there. I've said that cannot happen. You know, we cannot cave in like that. And to be honest, they've had that conversation themselves. It's happened far too often this season. It has shown a weakness in terms of our character this season, and that must change.
Why do you think it does happen with this set of players so often?
Well, if I had the answer to that, then I'd be a much happier person. Obviously, Alex has tried to find ways of solving that problem. He's changed personnel a number of times because he's thinking that it might be about individuals, but unfortunately it's something that seems to be through the team at this time, and it's just not acceptable.
Is the one tiny blessing from that tonight that it leaves no room for questions? Whoever is coming into the club, having watched that tonight, knows the size of the task ahead now, don't they? There's no papering over any cracks going on. It's clear what needs to be done.
Obviously whoever comes in will make those assessments, and they'll make their own decisions. It certainly appears to be clear from my point of view, but it will be somebody else's decision as far as all of that's concerned.
What about your own future? I know you've said about being in charge on Saturday against Reading. Have you had any word on what's happening thereafter?
No. As far as I'm aware, I'll be in charge at the Reading game, and I'll try and get the team prepared the best I possibly can, and hopefully we will show a bit more resilience than we did tonight when things suddenly went against us. After that, I'll just wait to be told again.
Is there a limit to what you can do, though? Because it's a state of flux at the moment. You're the caretaker manager. It keeps going one game, then another game, then another game. You've got a big game at Carrow Road on Saturday. No one knows what's happening for the long term. You're in a difficult position, aren't you?
It is difficult. There's absolutely no question about that. I didn't think it would last as long as it has. And my view is that something needs to be done sooner rather than later, because clearly there's some work to be done in terms of starting to build for next season.
You know, you've said before that you'll hold on to this job, you'll keep doing this caretaker's job for as long as possible, but you seem to have changed your mind a bit tonight. You're saying that actually for everybody we need some clarity on the way forward.
Well, we do. I mean, I've not changed my mind as far as doing what the club want me to do. I obviously need to find out what it is that they want me to do, and kind of go from there, make a decision from there. But no, I've not changed as far as that's concerned. I said right from the beginning that there probably needed to be action fairly soon. I never think it's a great situation to have somebody as a caretaker for any length of time, because the players are waiting for the new person to come in, and that's something that once that happens, then they know exactly where they stand. At this moment, they're in a state of flux, and so are all the staff.
Thanks for talking to us, Danny.
You're welcome.
Thank you.